Hey there, everybody. Thanks for watching today. We appreciate you very much, and we hope that you're enjoying the channel. If there's one thing that you could do that would help us out, most of all, it would be subscribing. Please take one moment, click the little bell. If you help us grow, you're doing the one thing that we need most. Please subscribe. Okay, hey there, I'm Chris. Once again, thank you for being here. On Wednesdays, we do our weekly ranks show, and we will scroll my preliminary Week 10 ranks as I'm discussing what I'm discussing, but I want to always remind you that they are just the first stab at some ranks, and in fact, if you go to harrisfootball.com, you will get the up-to-date ranks. They are a living, breathing work of art every single week. So you can get the latest. Make sure you go to harrisfootball.com. Okay, the thing that I'm going to talk about most today is what in the heck is going on with rookie Colts running back Jonathan Taylor. We're going to break down a bunch of film. Let's get going. So I ranked Taylor RB31 this week and Jordan Wilkins RB32, and that's obviously largely informed by this play Sunday, a fumble that was not good. After this fumble, the snap count was 20 for Nyheim Hines, 19 for Wilkins, and 11 for Taylor. So there's doghouse potential here, right? I can't tell you whether the punishment for this play is going to extend to Thursday night against the Titans. So what I'm going to try to do is separate that from the larger question that I think people are more worried about, which is Jonathan Taylor good? Okay, so there aren't a ton of plays to make that determination from Week 9. You see something like this, where Taylor is so close to getting out into space, and he gets basically shoelaced from behind, right? Just barely nipped from behind. You're not going to blame him for that. That happens sometimes, and he's just a few inches away, he's a few inches more forward, and he would have made a big play here. He had linemen downfield, and the numbers would have looked much better than they turned out. But I'd like to take a minute or two with this play. And then after we talk about this play, we'll go back in time and look at some previous games. If there was a criticism of Taylor coming out of college, it was lateral agility. Like, can he go cut against the flow? Can he change direction quick enough to fool defenders? So let's take this play back to the end zone angle and watch Taylor get to the edge. And if we freeze it right when he's on the 20-yard line, so he sees one man in front of him, kind of a little bit to his right, but sort of in front, and then one man toward the sideline to his left. And, the man in front of him there, number 32, Deshaun Elliott, well, all his momentum is heading toward the sideline, right? So he's basically got, eventually, pretty quickly, going to be two guys who are to his left. This screams for a cutback. Back to the inside, and we'll let it roll. And as you can see, he does not cut back, and I'm somewhat concerned. Does he see that, or does he just not have the ability to make that cut? But that's pretty rudimentary stuff. And put your foot in the ground, cut it back inside, and Taylor doesn't do it there. Okay, I've got more Jonathan Taylor investigative work to do in a moment, but let's thank our sponsors. So we're sponsored by Burrow, makers of My Sofa, here aboard the yacht. If you're spending a ton of time on your sofa, but you realize, my sofa isn't that comfortable anymore, boy, I personally, seriously, can really recommend Burrow. It's a genius idea. What if we could get true luxury furniture, but cut out the retail middleman? And the way they do that is they've built a sofa they can send you in easy-to-assemble pieces. No tools necessary. It'll take you 10 minutes to put together, and you will pay way less for the same incredible quality sofa you might get at like a West Elm or a Pottery Barn. I love my Burrow. Watch football all Sunday on my Burrow. Stain-resistant fabric, durable hardwood frame, tons of color and style combinations. Get the size you want, the shape you want, get other furniture to go with it. If you need to move, Burrow disassembles and reassembles super easily, and every single Burrow order comes with free, fast shipping, and we can get you $75 off right now. If you're in the market for a sofa, you seriously gotta check them out. Luxury furniture without the high retail price. Burrow.com/HarrisTube. $75 off. Burrow.com/HarrisTube. Okay, since Jonathan Taylor didn't get much more work on Sunday, let's dive further back into his film beyond this past week and see if we can draw any further conclusions from the first half of his rookie season. Okay, first play a couple of weeks ago in Detroit. It's outside zone, play goes for 2 yards. Not calling it terrible. But if we rewind it again and we show the end zone view, so everybody talks about number 56 there, Quentin Nelson, best guard in the game, right? So we're going to take advantage of him. We're going to watch him pretty closely as the play rolls, and Nelson is going to stretch and get a reach block and a seal, and it's a good block, and it's a nice-sized hole, and you can see Taylor see it, but probably a little late though, right? And he sure doesn't cut like lightning into that hole. He lets Jamie Collins be the one who gets going faster, gets up ahead of steam, and that's a great tackle, right? I can't tell you it should have gone for 75 yards, but it might have, because this play shows off that Taylor has some legit speed, even in close quarters. It's an RPO. It's an LOL RPO, right? Because it's Phillip Rivers. Nobody particularly thinks this isn't going to be a handoff. So number 52, the linebacker there, Christian Jones, does not bite on the fake at all, and he stays right in step with Taylor. He has an angle on Taylor, but Taylor is fast, and he gets to the corner. It only turns into a 4-yard gain. That's because the receivers don't hold their blocks. But you can see, that should have been a loss, right? And Jonathan Taylor's fast. Here's a fancy power play against the Bengals that winds up giving Taylor a hole right away. Nelson down blocks. It's actually the center who leads the running back out. Taylor can follow him. He follows the design of the play, and that leads him outside the center to the left of the center. And then watch him surprise number 30, Jesse Bates, who feels like Bates has the angle on him. And then, oh poop. I better start running diagonally or that guy's going to get completely around me. I think if there's a complaint about Taylor's speed being oversold from college just because he hasn't made a truly big play yet in the NFL, I think that's probably wrong. This run against the Jets has some good and has some bad. It's a 16-yard gain, and you can see this is a 226-pound dude who can push a pile, who's strong, who will succeed and has succeeded in the goal line. He's a man. But if we spin it back and we watch the end zone view, it's another power play, and the offensive line double teams number 54 there. And I'm sorry, by the time Taylor gets the ball in his hands, that hole is there. You should be able to see that. You don't get daylight like that all that often. But what does Taylor do? Watch him. I mean, he pitter-patters. He plants his feet. He stops to make a cut that he doesn't have to make. It's right there. Keep running in a straight line. It's right there. Hit it hard. And eventually he finds it, right? He gets through it. Good on him, 16 yards, but it could have been more. One more play just to show you that we're not talking about a slug here. He gets the edge against the Bears, and you can see this is a half second away from being a long touchdown. I absolutely do believe there are big plays coming, provided he gets to continue playing, which we really don't know for sure in Week 10. So Taylor has good stuff. I don't, if you're fast like that and you can do this on the goal line, I don't think he's going to be a total bust unless he decides to fumble every single week. He is a great candidate for short scores. That already puts him in good fantasy company. And then we've also seen the speed being legit, and it's hard for me to believe with speed like that he won't eventually make big plays. Now, the maneuverability question that we've shown you here seems fair. Not too many strong cutbacks on film, not too many great instances of wonderful vision on film, and trusting his eyes. There have definitely been problems, and if he doesn't solve those, well, he's probably not going to be the elite back that we all hoped he would be. Okay, how about a few more items that stood out to me from Week 9? Ronald Jones. I'm old enough to remember when Ronald Jones was supposed to be an elite speed and quickness prospect coming out of college. That is not the case any longer. Last week we showed you how Wayne Gallman just doesn't have that acceleration to make a defender question his tackling line. Shouldn't a good accelerating running back be able to get away from this tackle on this little reception? I can't tell you the Bucs' backfield workload anyway from week to week, and Jones is good in other ways. He is not fast. Speaking of guys with no juice, less juice, I would say, Jordan Howard. It's 3rd and 2. Dolphins, you know who you shouldn't do a fake reverse pitch out to and hope he gets the edge? That would be Jordan Howard. who is the poster child for power backs who don't move well. I have Jordan Howard RB29 this week in a desperation option for a touchdown against the Chargers, but this is bad. And lastly, let's go back to that Jonathan Taylor fumble we showed you at the very beginning today and show you what happened at the end, because Phillip Rivers is a truly special kind of goofball. Ravens safety Chuck Clark will take this back, but let's just focus on Rivers endeavoring to make the tackle. It's seriously, it's like the man has never run his entire life. And then after falling down unbidden, reaching up lamely, hilarious, not good, hilarious. We'll see if Phillip Rivers can produce anything so memorable on Thursday night. And that's it. Thanks for watching this show today. Remember, the ranks are they're a masterpiece. I'm not going to lie. They're a masterpiece, an ever-evolving work of art. So make sure you get the latest ranks before you make your lineup decisions at harrisfootball.com. And hey, listen, if you've been sofa shopping, you've been thinking about getting a new sofa, could not recommend Burrow more. It's a wonderful way to support the channel. Just maybe file it away that Burrow is great, and when you need a sofa, that would help a lot. Use our URL, because that really is how the channel keeps going. Obviously, we would like to keep the channel free for you. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think down in the comments, and please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.